Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. This episode, we have me, your host, Jackson Howland. And we actually do not have another host this episode, but we have multiple other spooky ghouls and ghoulettes telling us their scary stories. So, we have two ghoul and ghoulettes this episode. One of them is Ellen, which was in another episode, and we have Thomas in the next interview. So, those two interviews will be wonderful. I already know it. And let's get to it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hello, everyone, or welcome back. We have another viewer here who's going to tell us a scary story that she has actually encountered herself.
Yeah. Hi, guys. It's Ellen.
This is the special host, special guest that was on the school episode.
Yeah. I talked about a girl throwing up Twinkies, if that rings a bell.
So, what does your scary story entail?
Okay, so I have two, but I think the
Okay.
first one was a little more scary for me.
Give us both, you know?
Okay, so I'll start with the first one. It was, I think, 7th grade, the beginning of 7th grade.
Ooh. So this was
I was home alone,
okay.
and it was nighttime. My parents were on a date or something.
Was it around the witching hour?
Yeah. I mean, my brother was at a sleepover, and my parents were at a
So you
date.
were alone by yourself.
I was alone. Now, I have two big dogs, so usually when I'm home alone, I'm not too scared. I'm usually
Okay.
like if someone were to break into the house. I mean, they bark when, like, a bird sits on the windowsill, so I
Yeah.
know that they bark if somebody were in my house. But I heard weird noises. I was upstairs, so I was in my room upstairs, and so we have a basement and a ground floor and an upstairs. And
Okay.
I heard a weird noise at the back door, which was downstairs. I was like, oh, Bergen or Jasper, my dogs, must be scratching at the back door, because we've taught them to do that when they want to come inside, so, we can hear them.
Yeah.
And so I go to the back door, and I open it, and I turn on the light on the back porch, and I was like, oh, that's weird, no dogs are here. So I close it again, and I lock it. And, I didn't mention, it's raining right now, like really, really hard.
Oh, like
And
like
so that makes
downpouring.
everything...
Okay.
Yeah, downpour, but there's no thunder or lightning, so it was just like lots of rain. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Maybe the dog went back down, but they hate the rain, so they usually stay on the porch if it's raining. So I go back upstairs, back up to my room, doing whatever I'm doing, and I hear the noise again. And this time I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's one of my dogs. But as I'm walking down the stairs, I see both of my dogs are laying on the floor. In our bonus room or our playroom or whatever we call it. And I'm like, who's at the back door? So I start panicking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody's like trying to get into our house. So I keep hearing the noise at the back door, like somebody's scratching or something like that.
Oh.
And so eventually
Not creepy at all.
Yeah, not creepy at all. I go back upstairs, but I go to the playroom this time with both my dogs, and I just sit up there. And I don't have like the TV on or anything. I'm just sitting up there because it's scary, and I don't want anybody getting into the house, which,
Yeah,
now
that's
looking
reasonable.
back at it, it's probably not smart, because if I was upstairs, there's no way to really escape except jumping out of the window. And I didn't have a phone at the time. It was before Christmas, so I didn't have my phone. So I think we have like a landline or something, but it was just downstairs on the mantle, so of course I have to go downstairs again. So yeah, all of that, I was so scared, and I was like freaking out. So I don't even remember, I remember that I was sitting upstairs for hours until my
So you
parents
were
got home.
you were almost fatigued. How late was it?
I was so scared.
No, like what would it be a time that you would be fatigued and almost out of it, so you could be?
Oh yeah, it was like 11 o'clock before, when they got home, and I don't stay up late. I can't stay up late. So I was exhausted and scared, and it was pouring rain outside. So
do you think the combination of, because that would scare me. That would definitely scare me.
Yeah, and I hate rainstorms.
But also, do you think it was a bit of a you being tired plus a bit of you almost being scared of being in your house alone?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I feel like when I'm tired, I'm more prone to freaking out at the smaller things. So now looking back on it, it was probably just a bird, or because we have lots of bird nests, like birds that make nests on our back porch, or it was the cover of our grill, which is right next to the back door, just like that was like flowing in the wind or something. And yeah, it probably wasn't somebody. I probably was just exaggerating because I was so tired. So
Yeah. Wow. That sounds scary.
yeah.
I have actually never had to experience, at least like late at night, being alone in the house.
hmm
Or at least in my.
I do that a lot. So
So I guess you've gotten used to being alone at the house
yeah, but usually my brother's here with me, so usually I'm not as scared. But that
Okay.
time I was like all alone, like nobody else was there.
Now, no, it's this other story that you have.
Okay, so this one's a little more recent. Um, it was over the summer,
Oh, the six
and
months summer, right?
yeah, so it was probably May or it was June. It was June.
Okay.
So I have this friend named Maddie, and she lives in North Carolina, but her dad lives across the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes like every once in a while, and she's one of my best friends. And so we had a camp out in my backyard, and of
Yeah.
course it was during COVID, so we were 6 feet apart, everything. But
Mm-hmm.
it was still fun. We still got to see each other and hang out.
Awesome.
But my parents that morning had to go, and my mom had to bring Carson to tennis. So Carson's my older brother, and then my dad had to head over to his office to sign some things. He usually works from home, but that morning he had to go to sign checks or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so Maddie was in the backyard and we both decided that we were going to get dressed and then meet back on my front porch to have breakfast. So I go inside.
So again, you were almost like in a
I
horror
was
film. You
alone, yeah.
separated. You separated, and you were
Mhm.
alone.
Yes, but this one wasn't as scary, I feel like, because it was daytime, so it was light outside, and her family was outside, so it wasn't like I was alone alone. Like it wasn't night and it wasn't as intense, but it was still freaky. So our okay, well, I won't tell you what actually was the sound was before I say it. So basically, I was here. I went up stairs to get ready for the day, and I'm brushing my teeth, whatever, and I start hearing this noise, and it sounds like somebody's walking
Describe
up the
this.
stairs.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like
So like
somebody's walking up the stairs.
you know,
Yeah.
like that pounding. And I was like, oh, my mom or dad probably is home. And I was like, wait, why would they go up the stairs? Like, but it doesn't sound like the stairs that go upstairs. It sounds like the stairs that lead from the basement to the main floor. 'Cause, they're more below me. It sounded like it wasn't like right next to me. It was like more like super below me.
Okay.
So I start panicking. I'm like, wait, why would my mom go in through the back door? Like, what is going on? Because we have a door that leads from outside to the basement. And so I was scared. So I actually at the time was like just getting ready for the day again.
Yeah.
And oh wait, I just like lost my train of thought. My computer just logged me out. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I was getting ready. I heard the noise, and then I heard a different noise. And this noise was like a fan, like
Mm-hmm.
someone had just turned the fan on, and it was loud, like buzzing, loud.
Buzzing.
And I was freaking out. I was like, somebody is in my house. They're walking up the stairs, and they just turned a fan on. Like,
Now
what
can I
is
now
going
can I
on?
guess? Can I guess what's happening?
Yes, you can guess.
It's one of the It's one of like the family members of your friends that's outside, correct?
No, 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 no. You'll see. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, well maybe the dogs just got into the basement, but they're not allowed in the
How would
basement.
they turn How would they turn the
Um,
fan on?
yeah, and then that's the next thought that came to my mind. I was like, wait, how does the fan turn on? And it was scary. And here's the even scarier part. It sounded like somebody was also on my front porch. Which at this point I'd forgotten that Maddie was supposed to meet me on my front porch. So it sounds like somebody's on my front porch. You can kind of hear when people are on my front porch because my room's kind of like above the front porch in a way.
Yeah.
Um, it also sounds like somebody's on the basement stairs. Somebody turned on a fan, freaking out, and like I thought I was alone. Maybe somebody's home.
Did someone try to go to the
And then
restroom?
I mean, no, no. I'll tell you what's going on. It's very unique situation. Okay. So I get my phone, I run downstairs, run right back upstairs. I get my phone and I call Maddie. And I say, hey, I think there's somebody in my house. And she's like, well, I can't come into your house because COVID. And I was like, I know, but is there anybody on the front porch? And she's like, oh, I'm on the front porch. And I was like, oh, yeah, you said you'd meet me on the front porch. And she said, just come downstairs, come to the front porch, and you'll be fine. There's probably nobody in your house, you know. And so I was like, okay. So I hang up the phone, finish getting ready. I'm like, she's right. Probably just like, you know, a washing machine or something.
Yeah, like overthinking it.
Yeah. So I head downstairs and the washing machine isn't on, neither is the dryer. Um, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that sound could have been. So I check the garage, not the garage. The garage doors are closed, nobody's in the garage, no cars are there. And so I kind of start to panic again. I'm like, what if there is somebody in my basement? So to get from the garage to the front porch, you have to run past the basement door. So I was freaking out. I was like, I'm gonna get past this basement door. Somebody's gonna open it, and somebody's gonna like grab me or something like that. You
Wow.
know? I'm dreaming up the worst possible situation.
Yeah, like you're freaking like going straight into like worst possible area.
Yeah, that's always where my mind goes though. So I'm dreaming up the like worst possible situation, and I'm from like the door to the garage or like the mudroom. I'm in there and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I could go outside, just open the garage, close the garage, get around my house or whatever. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's easy. I'll just do that. So I go outside from the garage and I go meet Maddie on the front porch. And then I'm like, oh, I left my phone inside. I need to grab it just in case my mom or dad needs to call me.
You left your phone
Yeah,
inside.
and so I tell her, oh, but I now have to go back inside, and I'm freaking out, I'm panicking. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? And she's like, you know, you can just like call them from like my phone if you need to. And I said, no, because they need to call me. Like, if they need anything, because I'm always supposed to have my phone on me when I'm home alone or something.
Yeah, but you technically weren't home alone.
I mean, yeah, I technically wasn't, but so I'm like, you know what, I'll just grab it. You're right, there's nobody in my house. I go back inside, and here's the worst part. The basement door is now open.
Nope, no,
It's open.
no.
And I literally run upstairs, grab my phone, run downstairs, and I'm like, okay, well, if there's somebody in my house, I need to find out so I can call the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, because that's impossible. Like my neighbors would have seen them come into my house, and the back door's locked, and the garage door's locked, and so I go, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna brave this. So I call Maddie on the phone. I'm like, if you hear me scream or anything, call the police, right? Because we're both like now freaking out. We're in like the worst possible situations in our mind. And so I go down to the basement, and guess what the noises were?
What? Your brother.
So first of all, my dog had pushed open the basement door because the hinges aren't on properly, so it can just be pushed open.
Wow.
That's my dog. When I go outside, my dog freaks out because he can't find me. His name's Jasper, my dog Jasper.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically, I think he was like looking for me or somebody because he hates being home alone. So he was in the basement. So I was like, okay, what was the noise from before? The noise from before was because our basement is being finished, and my mom had set up a fan so the caulking on like the back of like the sink that we're building down there could dry. But it was like on a time thing or something like that, and like it turned on for a little while and then it turned off or something. I can't even remember exactly what happened. But it was a fan that was drying the caulking. And I think I just didn't hear it at first or something. And then when I was like hyper focusing on the basement noises, then I heard it.
Okay.
And then I still to this day don't know what the noises were that like when I heard somebody on the stairs. No idea.
Wow. Ghostception.
Like, yeah, that's a little creepy. But yeah. I found out what the other things were, so.
Yeah, at least you found out what like half of them were.
Mhm.
Well, that must have been scary. Like one scary morning.
There's probably the listeners right now. They're probably like, those aren't that scary, but they are.
But in the moment, with the shock.
Yeah, in the moment, they're freaky.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you for having me.
Your spooky, scary stories.
Mhm.
It is always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. I love being on the show. So.
And we will go to our our next listener.
All right, I will listen on Wednesday and listen to all the other spooky stories.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. On to the next listener. Hello, everyone. I am here with a fellow viewer and another interview. I'm going to interview another. Here we have Thomas Repast, as some of the viewers might know you as. But
yeah.
What do you want me to call you for this recording?
Yeah, just call me Thomas.
Nice. So, Thomas, let's get straight into it. What scary stories do you have prepared for us?
Okay, so the first one is about clowns.
Oh,
you ready for this?
This is gonna ruin my nightmares. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so do you remember the year where like clowns were just the big thing?
Oh yeah, like the killer clowns.
Yeah, just everyone was like dressing up as clowns, and everyone was scared to go to the woods.
I didn't actually get to. I had luckily, I should say luckily, not unfortunately. I didn't get to experience that.
Yeah,
But
I was like, for a second, you were just like, I didn't hear it, and I was like, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Me over here like, oh no, it's a bad thing. But I mean, yeah. So, wait, is this about how you found one?
Yeah. Well, one found me.
No. Just imagine you with like a baseball bat with nails, like, come at me.
Yeah. But so, do you know Price's Fork, the school?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's where it happened. That's why it's even worse.
What? Would it happen on the grounds of the school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, like, a lot of people don't know, but both my parents are teachers. So my mom works at Price's Fork, and she, like, basically lets us have full reign of the school after school. So we basically play outside half the time.
That's awesome.
I know, right? So, so me and my friend were out on the playground after school, and we were just like playing around and having fun. And then all of a sudden, a car pulls up right next to the playground.
Okay,
so already,
to get an image, most people are probably thinking like a van or like a minivan or something. What
Honestly,
car was this?
It was like, I think it was like a black SUV.
Oh,
this was a couple years ago,
like
so I can't really remember the exact car.
It's like an FBI almost.
Yeah.
Didn't this happen in 2016?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I remember it because literally at first we just thought it was one of the like fourth or fifth grade teachers coming up because they have like their own parking lot next to the big kids playground.
That's what I would think, at least.
Yeah. So we thought that until all of a sudden the window rolled down.
No.
And yeah. The window freaking rolled down, and then I'm just like looking as this, you can see his face, and he's wearing clown makeup.
Okay.
And he's got on a whole clown wig.
A wig?
Yeah, he had on a clown wig, one of those rainbow ones, the stereotypical clown.
Was there fake blood on it, or like fake blood on the not hold on, I'm gonna get there. For the makeup, was there fake blood, or like how did the? I mean, as soon as you see a clown, you start running the other direction.
Honestly, we didn't at first for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. Especially like, cause he was even smoking like a cigarette and watching us. Like that's how creepy it was.
Okay, there's two red flags here: the cigarette and like clown makeup. Like those are two red flags. And with two red flags, I run the opposite direction.
Well, me and my friend didn't. So, I'm not sure if like some of the other schools have this, but Price's Fork has these kind of like indoor playgrounds where it's kind of half outside, half inside, like it has a covering over it. Yeah, they've got a couple of them. But so we started playing in one of those because like that thing happened where like you can feel someone staring at you.
Yeah.
And this clown just kept staring at us.
Like the hairs on the back of your neck almost.
Yeah, it just kind of, you have a weird feeling. So we went in and played in there, and then I kind of was like, I wonder if this clown is gone or if he's still there. So I walk over to like the side of the indoor playground and just crane my neck enough.
You never go back to where it is. You never go back.
Well, it's not like I walked up to him and was like, "Hey, clown man!" Like,
at least you know your boundaries, okay?
Yeah. So I was like in the corner and just watched, and this dude is kind of like craning his neck, like almost trying to see what we're doing. So I immediately go up to my friend and I'm like, "We got to get out of here! Like
Oh,
this,
so
we're
you're
running."
the one that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, "We got to get out of here," and we just immediately, like at the count of three, we just sprinted in the opposite direction
I'm just
because
imagining just
my
a
mom,
Scooby Doo gang just
yeah,
situation.
honestly though, we basically just sprinted in the opposite direction and went to through like a back exit, and
Mm-hmm.
then we went back indoors and hid in a closet for the rest of the
Couldn't you
day.
run to your mom?
Yeah, that's where the closet was.
Oh, okay. Did you tell
And
your mom about the situation?
yeah,
Really?
she didn't believe us at first.
Then did she like peer her head out the door and was like, "Oh,
No,
there's a."
it was gone
Oh,
once
good.
we looked. Yeah, so I was at least happy about that. But that was, oh, it scared the heck out of me.
Wow. I I'm gonna see that in my nightmares. Okay. What's your next story?
Okay, so either do you want me to first do an embarrassing scary story or more of like a scary story that was a prank?
Let's go with the embarrassing ones. We have a bit of a break from the tension.
Okay. So, um, do you know about the Bug Fest at Halloween? It's at Virginia Tech.
Oh, yes, I went there 1 year.
Yeah. When I was little, I was like obsessed with that fair, and we went there every single year for Halloween. And so,
Awesome.
yeah, it was great. But so there was a bug haunted house, and it literally has a sign. For some reason, I don't get why, but they had a sign that says kids 18 and up. And
What?
I am 6. Yeah. I don't get why, like, at a little kid's bug fair, you would have
Okay, so
freaking.
for the viewers at listening, the Bug Fest is at our local like museum, or how would you describe
Yeah,
the Moss
I
Art
don't.
Center?
Or, no, it's not usually at the Moss Arts Center.
Or it's around there.
Yeah, it's around that area, but
It's like on our downtown area.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. But so I was 6, and I was like, I want to do that, even though it said 18 and up. And so
No, no, no.
I,
Hold on. Looking back on this, before you tell us, did it deserve the 18 and plus?
yeah, at least for a 6-year-old, yes, definitely.
Okay.
So I begged my dad, like, I just kept annoying him the entire time until he was finally like, fine, I'll let you go in, but this is like your problem. This is your fault.
It's gonna be your nightmares, not mine.
Yeah. So we go in, and there's like the scary, there's like people dressed up in bug costumes and stuff, and there was this one table that had like flies eating people on it and like hands grabbing your legs from under tables.
Oh, so this is like all bug themed,
Yeah.
like bug nightmares. So now you're gonna
Mhm.
give me like a bug with like a clown head nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be terrifying.
Could you imagine like if that was real? Nope,
Honestly,
nope. Not even gonna go into
yeah,
it. Okay,
that's not
continue.
that's not okay, man.
Would it be the size of a bug, or would it be the size of like like a grown man?
To be a grown man, but like fly face and wings and a clown wig.
Nope. Let's continue. I was thinking
Okay,
like a fly body with like a clown head.
I can't tell if that's worse, but so
Yeah.
um so the scariest part though, I would definitely say was there was a part where like this dude had fake blood on him and he was on like a spider web and he was yelling like help me and it seemed really authentic when I was 6 and it
What would you
just
say? What would you rate that performance now? Because if you guys don't know that Thomas here is actually I would call him he's a person in theater.
yeah,
He's an actor.
an actor. So so I would probably rate it at like a 5 now. Like it wasn't that good, but 6-year-old me was fully convinced that he was actually trapped in a spider web. Like I was a dumb kid. So sue
Yeah.
me.
You were the
But
6-year-old. Okay, I would have been fooled from the very beginning.
yeah. But so we finally got after like walking through a couple rooms. There was a room with this like psychic lady, and I'm still not confused on like how that fit in with the bug stuff
Yeah,
because it
because I
was
was like,
literally
wait a
just
minute,
like
psychic
yeah,
lady bug,
like the stereotypical like purple robe kind of
like
thing with the weird
psych,
hat
like
on,
a
psychic.
psychic. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like
what
I
she was wearing.
I would look into
It
my
had
crystal ball.
yeah.
Okay, don't worry about the crumbling set behind me.
Yeah, but so that lady was there and she had like a crystal ball, and the scariest part, this was what like fully unnerved me, was that were these like fake heads all over the walls on like
Like bug
shelves and stuff.
heads or like real
No, like
heads?
human heads.
What does it have to do with bugs?
I I seriously don't know, but like that was the scariest part.
It doesn't
And
fit the
so
theme. That's even scarier.
yeah. Exactly. Like it's unnerving because you're not expecting it at
Yeah.
all. But so we were just going through, and I'm already like basically paralyzed with fear at this point. And then she starts like screaming about how there's bugs behind us and they're coming for us or something. And so the crowd starts like running, and 6-year-old me being again paralyzed with fear, my dad got like swept up in the crowd and I was just alone by
Yo,
myself.
it's like in the movies where like there's a whole horde of people like in the airport. It's like Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly. It So I was left alone in the room with the psychic lady and her multiple heads everywhere.
You were left
So,
alone.
yeah. So I hid under a table because she had like a random table in the corner that had like nothing on it. So I just jumped under there.
Wow.
And yeah, so then basically this dude, which I don't know who he is, but thank goodness that he saw, because he saw me like get lost from everyone else and dive under the table and hide. And the funny thing was, he was in a praying mantis costume.
Oh, that's not
And
scary at all. It just looks down. It's like, hey, little
yeah,
kid.
exactly. Like as a kid, it took me a minute to realize that he was like actually trying to help me and not trying to eat me.
Wait, aren't praying mantises? Wait, are praying mantises a vegetarian? I mean, they gotta be, right? This probably sounds
I'm pretty sure
idiotic.
that I'm pretty sure that female praying mantises eat the males, so I don't think that's right.
Okay.
So this dude in a full blown like it wasn't just like a praying mantis head or anything. It was literally like full blown suit as well,
Wow.
like from head to toe. He was committed, and it was very scary.
That sounds
So
scary.
yeah, when I finally listened to him, he like basically led me through the rest of the haunted house, and like it was funny because people kept trying to like scare me, and the dude would just be like, "Knock it off," like because he knew that it was scaring the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And then finally, he just got me out, and I was fine.
I can just imagine
But
just people from like across the street just seeing like a 6-year-old child with like a giant praying mantis.
yeah,
Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or like Honey, I like grew up the insects.
yeah. Now they're saving our kids while also threatening to eat them.
Yeah, deja vu.
Yeah, a
Wait.
couple days ago though, like only reason I totally had forgotten about this until my dad sent me a picture from the Bug Fest, and all of a sudden, like it just all came back, and I was traumatized again.
That would have been like my nightmare. Just like your dad remembering it.
hmm The
That
thing,
wow.
he didn't remember it at all. He just sent it to me, and then my eyes like just grew wide, and I was like, "This is not
Nope.
okay."
Just nah. I'm good. I'm good over here, Chief. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was the embarrassing scary story you said, correct?
hmm
So, what is the third story you have for us? You said prank story?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, my dad. He has always liked to do pranks and
Oh, this
stuff.
is your dad doing this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
he's
was gonna be
pretty
like one of your
immature.
siblings.
No, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this was when I think I had over Jacob and Sam.
Okay.
You know Jacob, but I
Yes.
don't. Do you know Sam Dudash? I don't think you do.
No. But you're over with some of your friends.
Yeah. So basically, my dad has always had a story that he told us that like he made up himself, and it's basically a story about a man who lives by the New River. Because I'm in Giles, so I live like a couple minutes from it.
Yeah.
So he had a story about a man that lived by the New River, and he had a hook for a hand and a lantern.
That's not
And
scary at all.
yeah, and he lived. My dad said that he like lived in the like swampy areas where there's like that gray
Oh,
mossy
so it's
stuff
like
in
so it's
the
like
trees.
the swamp thing from DC.
Yeah,
Okay.
except like pirate
Like
swamp thing.
what? Wait, isn't there a Scooby Doo villain that's like it's
Um,
a like a submarine? No, it's like a
oh yeah, yeah,
with
there
like a
is.
helmet and like the moss around it.
I forgot that was like Captain Cutler or something.
Yeah, or something like along those
Yeah,
lines.
I used to be a big fan of Scooby Doo's when I was little.
Yeah, Scooby Doo is an amazing show. Aren't they still making?
I think they are. Like I think they're still making movies, but I don't think they're making any more shows.
Really? I heard there was like gonna be like a cartoon. Okay.
Oh yeah, there was. There was
Yeah.
like a really it was pretty crappy though.
Yeah.
Like the animation just was so terrible.
Oh, I saw an image of it and I was like, ugh, like this really wasn't good from the very beginning.
Hmm.
It's like what you got now versus what you have back then. You feeling old yet?
Definitely. Okay.
Let's
So,
continue this prank story.
yeah. So basically my dad said that every night this creepy hook for a hand lantern carrying dude wanders from
Let's
the
call him
river.
Steve. Let's call him Steve for.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, Steve.
So Steve. Okay, Steve.
Steve. Like that voice. Every time you gotta say with that voice.
Yeah,
Just Steve.
just Steve.
Cool.
So every night Steve wanders from the river and he comes to like find his lost hand, like replace like it his hand back that had been cut off and now has a hook.
Nope. Just
Yeah.
I'm good.
And so my dad said like whenever you see his lantern and hear him whistling, you run.
Oh
Yeah.
no, no. Steve is a bad man.
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting close to Steve.
Yeah. Steve scared the crap out of me. So, um, the dogs then started barking, like after he was telling this. And so, since we live out in Giles in the middle of nowhere, whenever our dogs start barking, it's usually because someone's like at the door. So my dad freaks out because he thinks that there's like an intruder if the dogs are
Yeah,
barking for no reason.
yeah.
So he went outside to check around our house, and then a couple minutes later, all of a sudden from downstairs, we hear like the
No,
sound
no,
of
I'm good.
boots. Yeah, this big like
I'm checking around the room
basically
right now, just to make sure there's nobody.
just like he's standing right behind you.
Yeah, like
Honestly, what would
seriously,
Steve say? What do you think? Do you
like
think he could only speak his name? Just be like Steve, and then you
Steve.
scream.
It's like, no, he'd probably like mumble, like hook, hand. I
So
don't
like
know.
zombie, pirate, swamp,
Zombie
monster,
pirate. Yes,
Steve.
yes.
Steve is just Steve. Okay,
Steve is just
so
he's special. He's Steve.
yeah.
Everybody knows Steve. He's like the guy at the bar that like everyone knows.
But so suddenly we hear Steve's, at least what we think is Steve's boots downstairs. Like it's the loud kind of like I'm not sure if
Like
you
a
have
like a con, con,
yeah,
con.
because
Like
like my downstairs the flooring that goes upwards, like the stairway, it's made of wood, so you can like really, really hear it when somebody's coming up it.
wow.
Yeah, so it made it like 10 times worse. So we hear footsteps just like pounding all the way up the stairs. until we can see the yellow light of apparently his lantern under the door.
I'm still checking around the room. Okay.
So then,
No.
all of a sudden, the doorknob starts slowly
No,
turning.
no, no. This is not how it goes. No, I would just book the other direction under my bed. I would already be like under something, under the covers, under something.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we actually were starting to get like our Nerf guns. We were
Yes,
just
get your Nerf
we were
guns.
just like, we can shoot Steve.
We can shoot the ghost that looks for the hand. Like, why would it even? Wait, hold on. You said a swamp, right?
Hmm.
Last time I checked, Blacksburg wasn't a swamp.
I know, but like there's some areas down by the New River that are like pretty
True.
muddy and like disgusting.
True.
You okay? Was that
Yeah, I'm
Steve?
okay. No, it was not Steve. I kind of for people at home, the audio quality may be a bit different right now because for this segment because I am actually not at my regular area. Thomas can tell you that.
Yeah.
I am not. I am not where I'm supposed to be. But thankfully there was a mic, a headset, and a computer. And
Wait, so you're just kind of like borrowing the computer?
I'm borrowing. Yes, I'm borrowing the computer.
Okay, but so Act 2, the doorknob slowly turning. So, um, this is like something out of an Edgar Allan Poe because it's just like that suspenseful and like scary.
Yeah.
And so he's like, the doorknob slowly turns and then it goes back and then it slowly starts turning it again because my dad has to have the dramatic of like
Just like didn't get the right way, then has to turn the other way.
Mm-hmm. But so he did that, and then finally he threw open the door, like fully threw it open to where it came all the way back and hit the wall with a loud sound. And then
Wow.
he like jumps up and he has a lantern in his hand and he's got like I forgot what kind of mask we had. It was like some type of zombie mask, and he just jumps up in front of us with that on. And
Oh, I would
yeah,
have been like,
yeah, we basically were like, ah, and then just poof, 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 as we start shooting Nerf guns at him.
was he like in the same clothes or like what was he wearing?
Yeah, he was just wearing like muck boots because he knew it would make extra noise
Extra
if he
noise.
used, yeah. And then he was wearing just like a normal t-shirt and his jeans.
And then what did he have as the lantern? Did he just have a regular lantern?
Yeah, we've got lanterns all around our house because, like I said, we live in Giles, so the lights are crappy. And whenever there's like a single gust of wind, our power goes out for like 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have lanterns stationed around the house.
I mean, it's handy.
Hmm.
So, what happened one time?
One time, like the lights went out, and all of like 3 of our lanterns were dead, and it was awful. So
Oh
we got stuck
no.
in the dark.
Like no lanterns next to you.
Yeah.
That's when a real
You know.
hand's just gonna go behind your back and just like like grabs your shoulder. That's when it really happens.
Yeah, that's when Steve comes to get you.
That's when Steve. I'm just imagining just like a meat hook for a hand.
Yeah. It's like, why do I feel like we're making a new urban legend?
You know what? I think we are. We gotta start it.
Yeah.
So, was that your third and final story?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, I've been outside, doing stuff. So my voice is like, with right now it is. Hold on. Right now the temperature is 47, but it feels like 42. And that is the coldest it's been in a while. And my lungs are not used to it. Or
Yeah, I went
my lungs.
for a run the other day, and it was just like horror on my throat.
Yes, the throat, like the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a word I don't like. Mucus.
Honestly, that's the perfect word for it.
Yes, the mucus in your throat just like solidifies.
Just like, yeah, it just cakes around your throat, and it's just like, ugh.
And then your voice just gets like raspy and like if you talk.
See, now that's when somebody accidentally mistakes you for Steve.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
you go for a run and your throat's all raspy, and then you like tap them on the shoulder and just be like, "Hey," and they just smack you in the face.
Like, no, run. So, that for now that will include. We will have one more interview. We've got one more person to talk to this Halloween, and if give all your love to Thomas, and we will go on to the next viewer. Any last words?
Nope.
Okay. If my mouse can work. Okay, nice. Okay, and on to the next interview. Awesome.
Hello, everyone. This is your host, Jackson. You heard me in the last clip with Thomas's interview that I am actually having another. I was supposed to have another interview in this clip here, but I sadly do not. Me and him did not have enough time to record, and we actually will have him on another episode talking about what the guest will decide. We will see you guys in another episode. And thank you all for watching. This was over 30 minutes of the podcast. Tell me if you guys enjoy this extra long podcast, and if you guys want to be on the podcast, email us at worldacccordingto06@gmail.com or direct message me on Instagram. And we will see you all in the next episode. Have fun out there.